Donald Trump got a rude awakening in New York when California Governor Newsom was there to greet him. No, Governor Newsom was there to mock him, humiliate him, but most importantly, show moral clarity and powerfully stand up to Donald Trump. Governor Newsom announced that he arrived in New York early in the morning. Of course, it's the same week where Donald Trump gave that disastrous speech in the United Nations General Assembly. Governor Newsom posts, "Good morning from New York. It's Climate Week in New York City." So while Donald Trump was at the United Nations attacking climate change research and spreading disinformation, Governor Newsom was there forming alliances as though Governor Newsom was actually the leader of the country with our traditional allies in Europe and elsewhere, meeting with the Brazil delegation, which I don't think was a coincidence as Donald Trump keeps attacking Brazil and put Magnitsky sanctions on the Brazil Supreme Court judge's wife because the Brazil Supreme Court found their insurrectionist former president Jair Bolsonaro criminally liable of leading an insurrection and sentenced him to over 25 years the way our Supreme Court should have. But let's show what Governor Newsom did as he's just living rent-free in Donald Trump's head. So he posts that photo, Governor Newsom does, with the Brazilian delegation and talks about this memorandum of understanding where California and Brazil will collaborate together to fight climate change. But I know what you're here for, folks, and so does Governor Newsom, mocking Dozy Don. Governor Newsom posts the following on his social media account. Dozy Don was defeated by the escalator. Poor guy. The entire world is laughing at the low IQ president, and he puts president in quotes. Next stop, the best room at Memory Meadows Retirement Resort. Tylenol included. Enjoy your stay, Don. GCN. Governor Newsom's initials. Then Governor Newsom made this video to mock, humiliate, and bully Donald Trump the way it should be done. Watch this. Here, play this clip.
And I don't mind making this speech without a teleprompter because the teleprompter is not working. Your countries are going to hell.
Bruh.
The wind doesn't blow. Those big windmills are so pathetic and so bad. The best-selling hat, Gavin Newsom, was right about everything.
Beautiful. And take a look at this photo right here of Donald Trump from that disastrous speech at the United Nations. Now, you know that Donald Trump and MAGA, they've been whining about the escalator shutting down before Donald Trump went on it in the United Nations, and they've been whining about the teleprompter not working. Notably, Trump's team was in charge of the teleprompter, and it was Trump's videographer, you know, the ones who make those horrific videos where they attack the migrants. Yeah, it was that videographer or those videographers. They were the ones who actually stopped the escalator as they rushed up. That's what the subsequent investigation by the United Nations found. But as Governor Newsom said, to mock all of this right-wing media madness, whining about the escalator not working, Newsom goes, "I only walk up escalators because that's what real manly men do." Jesse Waters and Fox. Did I just show you pathetic Donald Trump who couldn't get up that escalator because his own team broke it? Watch this clip. Let's play it.
President Trump. Schumer.
And then Governor Newsom was attacking the Jesse Waters clip where Jesse Waters suggested a military strike on the United Nations over the escalator and teleprompter. Here, watch this.
What's going on with the escalator? What do you think?
Yeah, they sabotaged them.
Yeah.
And they could have hurt the first lady.
Yeah.
Trump would have fallen and he would have gotten back up. But, you know,
they would have blamed it on his rhetoric.
And then they sabotaged the teleprompter.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an insurrection. And what we need to do is either leave the UN or we need to bomb it. It is in New York, though, right?
Yeah,
there could be some fallout there.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, when Governor Newsom was there in New York, really, I think, to show what real leadership looks like in contrast to Donald Trump's pathetic, weak, whatever the hell you want to call it, right? The United States Department of Energy posted a clip of Donald Trump's disastrous speech in front of the United Nations where Donald Trump said climate change is the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world. If you don't get away from the green energy scam, your country is going to fail. I'm not going to play the video of Donald Trump because I really don't want to watch it, but that's a direct quote of what Trump said. So Governor Newsom responds, meanwhile, back in reality, California, the fourth largest economy in the world, is running on 2/3 clean energy, with 25% of all new car sales being electric vehicles, not to mention billions going back into the pockets of millions of Californians. Governor Newsom is not shying away that California believes in climate change, but also it is a profitable thing as well. It is driving industry, and it is making the environment better. Governor Newsom announced clean truck sales continue to rise in California. Manufacturers reporting 30,000 emission trucks, buses, and vans sold, representing nearly 23% of all new truck sales. Why this matters, that is more than double the minimum statewide target for the 2024 model year and marks the highest total of sales ever reported, up from just 1% 4 years ago. Good for the environment, good for business, good for manufacturing, and Donald Trump wants to rip it all away. Governor Newsom posts the following about Donald Trump's disastrous speech at the United Nations. Governor Newsom goes, Trump's teleprompter broke. He told every other nation they are going to hell. He bragged about violating international law. He blamed climate change on immigrants. He complained about the wind not blowing enough and made a plug for his campaign hats. What a disgrace. And Governor Newsom mocks Donald Trump by posting a Newsom was right about everything red hat, which Newsom is actually selling. And Newsom goes, I'm really good at predicting things. During the campaign, they had a hat, a best-selling hat. Newsom was right about everything. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, but it's true. I've been right about everything. And he's mocking Donald Trump's speech where Trump said the following. Play this clip.
Climate change. Because if it goes higher or lower, whatever the hell happens, this climate change, it's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion. Climate change, no matter what happens, you're involved in that. No more global warming, no more global cooling. All of these predictions made by the United Nations and many others, often for bad reasons, were wrong. They were made by stupid people that have cost their countries fortunes and given those same countries no chance for success. If you don't get away from this green scam, your country is going to fail. And I'm really good at predicting things, you know. They actually said during the campaign, they had a hat, the best-selling hat. Trump was right about everything. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, but it's true. I've been right about everything. And I'm telling you that if you don't get away from the green energy scam, your country is going to fail.
Governor Newsom then posts a photo of himself with the European Union Climate Commissioner, W.B. Hoekstra, where he goes, Hoekstra and I reaffirmed our commitment to strengthen climate change cooperation between California and the EU and to continue working toward our mutual goals. Right? Just take a look at that photo right there, right? That's what real leadership looks like. Governor Newsom then in all caps says the following to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is an arsonist lighting your future on fire. Governor Newsom accuses EPA head of abandoning climate goals. Now, Governor Newsom then posted 3 videos I want to share with you right now. In the first video, it is a video of AOC. I don't know, Newsom, AOC, kind of has a nice ring to it, I guess. And Governor Newsom posts this video that AOC made. Trump is redrawing maps to force a Congress that only answers to him, not the people. AOC knows California can't stop him with Prop 50. Newsom, AOC. Here, play this clip.
California, you know we don't back down from a fight. And this November, the fight belongs to you. Donald Trump is redrawing election maps to force through a Congress that only answers to him, not the people. If he gets away with it, all bets are off for our health care, our paychecks, and our freedoms. With Prop 50, we can stop him. Prop 50 levels the playing field and gives power back to the people. Fight for democracy in all 50 states. Yes on 50.
Then Governor Newsom posted this video of himself playing with people's livelihoods, ripping away hardworking parents of U.S. citizens from their families. Is that just all collateral damage to you, Donald Trump and Stephen Miller? Is this the heartlessness, really, that the America that you want to live in? Play this clip.
We announced just a few weeks ago that we were standing up and pushing back as it relates to the rigging of elections. We were at the Democracy Center in Little Tokyo, the sacred site where we were interning and busing the Japanese. That shameful part of our past. And what did the administration do? What did Stephen Miller do? What did Donald Trump do? They sent masked men to intimidate folks from walking in to that event. Masked men. Poor soul that happened to be in the area, guy delivering strawberries, was detained because he just happened to be in the area. Collateral damage. Disappeared. These masked men had no identification. These masked men did not provide any information, name, badge number, hidden from accountability, any transparency, any oversight. That's Trump's America, but it is not the America we've grown up in.
And finally, Governor Newsom posts this video right here where he proudly talks about California combating climate change. And he goes, "It's real. We believe in the environment here in California. The Trump administration's decision to revoke the EPA endangerment finding isn't just scientifically wrong. It violates the principles of the Clean Air Act. By repeatedly siding with polluters, Trump is actively damaging Americans' health and failing our nation." Here, play this clip.
This week, I submitted a formal comment opposing the U.S. EPA's proposal to rescind what is known as the endangerment finding. It was a 2009 landmark ruling that climate change caused by greenhouse gas emissions threatens both public health and welfare. The endangerment finding is based on science, not politics, and provides the foundation for years and years of key clean air regulations at the federal level, including rules that protect Americans from polluting cars and trucks. But now the Trump administration, they want to erase all of that, and they're relying on cherry-picked propaganda spoon-fed to the EPA by the oil industry. And if you don't believe, by the way, in science, they should believe in their own set of eyes. Consider this. In 2023 alone, we saw 28 separate natural disasters, fires and hurricanes and floods, each made more devastating by climate change. Those claimed, by the way, some 400 lives and cost $92 billion in damages. The EPA is siding once again with polluters over science and telling fire victims to ignore the flames, flood victims to ignore rising water, and parents of asthmatic children to ignore their kids choking. This is not leadership. This is betrayal. Betrayal of the American people that the EPA is duty bound to protect. California will not wait. We will continue to lead because we have no choice. The lives and livelihoods of our people depend on it. We should be able to count on the federal government to do the same.
There you have it, folks. Oh, and Governor Newsom posted about $414 million in California funds headed out the door to create another 2,999 affordable homes, with California outperforming the rest of the country and turning our state's homeless crisis around, and creating more homes as a key component of that strategy. Thanks for watching, folks. Hit subscribe.